Hello, so today we are exploring the topic of semantic search and we will go through it just as quick as possible. And yeah, so what is semantic search? You may have seen that if you search something, in Google search or in your AI chatbot, then it doesn't get hallucinate and it provides you a very, matching result. For example, if you search for something like, warm clothes, then it doesn't just search warm separately and clothing separately. It search for warm, like all the words related to this whole query, you know. So it is all done because of, semantic search. So we will read, you will just understand how it is, implemented and how it works. So what is semantic search? Semantic search is a search technique that understands the meaning and intent behind the query. Okay, not just literal words. As I said earlier, it understands what the query mean, not just the way we used to search, in old days, like keyword search. It doesn't like that. It is like, it first understand the query meaning and then it proceeds to search in our any doc or PDF or sites, etc. Okay, so basically we have two types of searching. So, and we mostly do semantic search now. And the one is keyword search and the other is semantic search. Okay. For example, you have searched in Google, or yeah, let's example say example of you have searched for best place to eat pasta. Okay. So in keyword search, what will happen? The all the keywords we have in our query, like it was our query. So all the keywords that was in our query will get searched, individually, like best, place, pasta in keyword search. Like it looks for the keywords. It can have so many, bottlenecks. Like if you have a something wrong in your query, it may give a ambiguous result. Okay, but in semantic search, it just understands eating pasta. Okay, eating pasta is related to Italian food and restaurants because pasta is Italian dish. That is why semantics in semantic search it understands the query of the user. That is, if for example here eating pasta, it's it's kind of an Italian food and it's a restaurant, and yeah, we can eat pasta in restaurant. The best place can be restaurant or hotels, so it will understand the query and then it search for the results wherever, maybe in doc or sites or wherever. Okay, so yeah, if in semantic search, if you will have some kind of bad wording or different language or different kind of thing in your query, but it still tries to understand that rather than giving the result like keyword search. Okay, now yeah, for example, uh, you have searched for what is a Python language in Google. Okay, in Google you have searched what is Python language. Then Python is a ambiguous word. It can have the meaning of Python programming language or the real Python, the snake. So how does it searches, left? How does it know like you are searching for Python language? Because it will first understand the meaning of our query. Okay, so we have given the keyword language. That means Python language. So the language keyword is related to Python in the way in which the whole meaning represents Python programming as a result. You know, if it would be like what is Python snake or tell me about Python snake, then it will give us the snake one, later one. Okay. Now let's know how does it work under the hood. Okay. Yeah. Let's say you have a PDF. Okay. You have a PDF and you want to search something there. Okay. So let's say an example, you given a query to a PDF. like not a PDF, a PDF reader in which you can also, ask question and give query and get results. Maybe in kind of an AI system where PDF reader and AI chatbot is there. Okay, so if you will give a query over there, then what will happen? To implement the semantic search, we will first convert the query into embeddings. Now, embeddings is a very important thing that let us do semantic search. It's You have heard about vectors. Yeah, it's that really vector embeddings. Embeddings in short sense you can understand we are converting all the words in our query into a set of numbers, or you can say in a set of coordinates. You know why coordinates? Because it's the best way to search. Like numbers so gives us exact values about the word. As we can't search word by itself, that is why we are converting the query's words into coordinates, and that coordinates we call vectors, or more specifically vector embeddings. Okay, so we will convert the query into vector embeddings, and then we will convert our PDF into embeddings also. Like all the text of the PDF will be converted into embeddings. Embeddings, yeah, the numbers. Numbers, yeah, the coordinates. Coordinates, yeah, vectors. Okay. So we will convert our whole PDF into embeddings, whole PDF's text more specifically into embeddings, and then we will do the later things. You know, Although there are many things that you need to know about here, I will make a separate video for embeddings. But yeah, vector embeddings is a very vast topic that is currently in use in various of the field, in searching, in AI world, and so many things, so that we can get very specific and very accurate results, you know, so that our LLMs don't hallucinate. That is why vector embeddings are very important. And yeah, let's proceed here for semantic search. So, okay, Uh, then after embeddings, after converting our query into embeddings and our PDF into, also embeddings, then we will make a knowledge graph. You may have heard about knowledge graph. Knowledge graph is this, like you have a vector for your query, and you have a vector for your, the topic you are searching for, or the topic that resembles from your query. Okay, basically in knowledge we will get to know knowledge graph more specifically in other slides, but yeah, uh, first we convert our query into embeddings, our source of the information text into embeddings, and then we make a knowledge graph. And after making a knowledge graph, we define the most accurate topic, most accurate vector. Let's get to the other slide. Yeah, for let's take an example. It is an example I want to take so that you can understand it more further. For example, we have searched about what is Elon Musk net worth on Google, on AI chatbot, where it is. Okay. So our query is this: where is Elon Musk net worth? Let's say example. We have three paragraphs over there, and one paragraph is about Elon Musk, second is about Steve Jobs, third is about Zuckerberg. So how will it know that it have to get the answer from the first paragraph? Here it is, like we first convert, as I said earlier, we first convert our query into embeddings in numbers, and our source of text into embeddings. After that, we make a knowledge graph. Here it is, knowledge graph. In knowledge graph, we will have three paragraphs, and we will convert all text of the paragraphs into embeddings and then into vectors, so that we can, analyze better in our knowledge graph. So the first vector is for an Elon Musk topic or paragraph. So the second one is for Steve Jobs. The third for Zuckerberg. And our query is also converted into vectors. And then we will see a vector that is close to our query. And based on that, we will give our results. That is how semantic search works. Through our query, we find the best source to find our answer, and then in that source, we will get our answer accordingly. Okay, rather than just searching for keywords. So this is a world of accuracy. People want to have no such kind of application. That is why we do semantic search over there. Okay. Now, the last thing is this: how where we use semantic search, and you better know this. It's obvious topic. Real examples are Google search, AI chatbots, e-commerce, Netflix Spotify recommendations. You know, that is obvious. If you understand semantic search, you better know that you can relate it where it is have been using over there. It's okay. So let's do a final recap. What we have studied: semantic search. And what is semantic search? It is just a search technique that understands the meaning of the query. Meaning. Okay, rather than just searching for the exact literal words, literal keywords. For example, here, okay, you search for best place to eat pasta, and in keyword search, you get to you get to search for the exact keywords: best place, eat pasta. And in the semantic search, the system understands your query and then search for the better results. Okay, like we have given the example of Python and how does it work, and the last one, and yeah. So here it is from my side. Next I will be making a video on embeddings. So okay, thank you, have a nice day.